A profoundly moving and urgent human drama is unfolding in real time around the British royal family, one that transcends palace walls and speaks directly to the raw pain of fractured families, the terror of facing mortality, and the unforgiving glare of global publicity. At the center of this storm lies 81-year-old Thomas Markle, the father of Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, who only days ago underwent emergency, life-saving surgery in a hospital in the Philippines. A massive blood clot in his thigh had completely blocked circulation to his lower left leg, leaving doctors with no choice but to perform an immediate below-the-knee amputation in order to save his life. Now, from his hospital bed, still fragile and far from out of danger, Thomas Markle has issued a public plea so heartbreaking in its simplicity that it has stopped millions in their tracks. Speaking exclusively to the Mail on Sunday, the retired lighting director delivered a 6-word sentence that carries the full weight of 7 years of silence. "I don't want to die estranged." Those words are not a carefully crafted soundbite. They are the unfiltered cry of a father who realizes time is no longer on his side, a man who has just lost part of his body and now fears he may lose the chance to ever again hold, or even speak to, the daughter he once walked partway down the aisle in spirit. The estrangement between Meghan and Thomas Markle is not new. It has been painfully public since the chaotic weeks leading up to the 2018 royal wedding. What makes this moment different is its visceral immediacy. This is not a rehashed grievance from years ago. It is happening right now, hour by hour, as medical staff monitor an elderly man's vital signs while the world debates whether his only living daughter will pick up the phone. Adding to the almost unbearable tension are conflicting reports that surfaced only yesterday. Some outlets briefly claimed that Meghan had finally reached out to her father in the wake of his surgery, a potential breakthrough after 7 silent years. Within hours, Thomas himself forcefully refuted the story from his hospital room. More damningly, a senior source inside the Philippine hospital where he is being treated, speaking with Mr. Markle's full permission, confirmed that no call, message, or inquiry from the Duchess or anyone representing her has ever reached the ward. If the Duchess had phoned, the source said, "We would have known immediately. Mr. Markle is a VIP patient. Everyone here knows exactly who he is." The same source expressed quiet hope mixed with sadness. "We would love to see her walk through these doors. Everyone here is rooting for a reunion." Thomas has gone further, revealing that he has deliberately kept the same mobile phone number for years, quietly leaving the door open should Meghan ever choose to use it. That small but poignant detail demolishes any suggestion that contact has been attempted but thwarted by changed details or blocked lines. Beyond his daughter, Thomas's thoughts have turned to the 2 grandchildren he has never met, 6-year-old Prince Archie and 4-year-old Princess Lilibet. The knowledge that he may never hold them, tell them stories, or simply watch them play has clearly deepened his anguish. The image of a grandfather, newly disabled and facing an uncertain recovery, longing for a single visit before it is too late, is one that resonates far beyond royal watchers. It is universal. This latest chapter cannot be fully understood without acknowledging the painful history that brought us here. The unraveling began in earnest in May 2018 when it was revealed that Thomas had collaborated with a paparazzi agency to stage supposedly candid photographs of himself preparing for the wedding, being measured for a suit, reading a book about Britain, browsing images of his daughter and Prince Harry. The revelation humiliated Meghan and infuriated the palace. Days later, Thomas suffered a heart attack and announced he could not travel to the UK to walk his daughter down the aisle. Prince Charles, now King Charles III, stepped in at the last moment, but the damage was irreversible. Since then, Thomas has given a series of interviews, some critical, some pleading, all painfully public. Each one has widened the chasm. Yet nothing he has ever said carries the same desperate finality as the words he speaks today from a foreign hospital bed. What we are witnessing is unprecedented in modern royal history. Never before has the parent of a senior royal, let alone the spouse of the monarch's grandson, conducted such a sustained, emotionally raw public campaign for reconciliation, particularly at a moment of acute medical crisis. The British royal family has always prized stoicism, discretion, and the famous mantra, Never complain, never explain. Extended family members, especially those by marriage, have traditionally understood that public criticism or emotional appeals are simply not done. Thomas Markle's decision to bypass all private channels and speak directly to the global press from his hospital bed shatters that code entirely. In doing so, he has forced the monarchy into uncharted territory. How does an ancient institution respond when a close relative chooses the front page over a quiet telephone call? The silence from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's camp has been deafening. Reporters have contacted Meghan's representatives for comment. No reply has been forthcoming. That absence of response itself becomes part of the story, amplifying speculation and deepening the public's sense of unease. For many observers, Thomas's plea taps into a long-standing critique of the royal family, that it can appear cold, unforgiving, and willing to sacrifice personal relationships on the altar of image and protocol. The memory of Princess Diana's estrangement from much of the royal inner circle still lingers. The Sussexes' own departure from royal duties in 2020 and subsequent interviews have only sharpened that perception. Thomas Markle's frail voice repeating, "I don't want to die estranged," echoes those earlier narratives in a way that is impossible to ignore. Yet the situation is more nuanced than a simple morality tale. Meghan has spoken in the past of feeling unprotected by the institution, of racist press coverage, of her mental health struggles, and of her father's role in selling stories. The wounds are deep on both sides. What the public sees as a straightforward chance for compassion, those inside the family may experience as the latest episode in a long and damaging pattern. None of that, however, diminishes the human tragedy playing out in a Philippine hospital room right now. An 81-year-old man, newly amputated, still at risk of further complications, is begging for the one thing medicine cannot give him: reconciliation with his daughter and the chance to meet his grandchildren while he still can. As medical staff change dressings and monitor for infection, the world holds its breath, waiting to see whether love, mercy, or pride will win the day. This story is far from over. Every hour brings the possibility of a phone call, a plane ticket, a statement, or continued silence. Whatever happens next, the raw vulnerability of Thomas Markle's plea has already reminded us of something essential. Behind the titles, the palaces, and the headlines are ordinary human hearts capable of breaking in the most public way imaginable. And for now, a grandfather lies in a hospital bed thousands of miles from his daughter, clinging to a phone that has not rung, repeating the same 6 words that will haunt royal history. "I don't want to die estranged."